Hi, I'm Elizabeth Moon, and I'm your student's AVID teacher. And this is my back to school night presentation for AVID. Let's get started. All right, so as you can see, your student is in freshman AVID at CASA. And before I talk about the class, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I went to San Diego State for my bachelor's degree, and I got a degree in English there. And from there, my husband and I moved up from San Diego back up to Sacramento. I grew up in the Newcastle area, and he grew up in Citrus Heights. So our families were here. So we came back here for me to get my credential from Sac State and do my student teaching. And then just a few years ago, when my youngest son was born, I went back to school and got my master's degree from Fresno State. I actually started my teaching career in elementary school in 2008. And after teaching middle school a couple of years, teaching English, I found I really liked the upper grades. And I've been teaching high school English and AVID since 2012. I came over here to CASA from Rio Americano in the spring of 2015 and have really enjoyed being part of the CASA family. My own family, I have three kiddos. You can see a picture of them. That's from a few years ago. My youngest is actually in first grade this year. And my husband teaches at Bella Vista High School, so he's in the district too. So a couple things about COVID before we get started on the class. The district requires that masks be worn properly at all times indoors. So please be sure to talk to your student at home about wearing their mask properly. There are consequences if they can't maintain proper mask wearing behaviors. And some of the things I'm doing to help kind of prevent transmission in the classroom, I'm having students turn most of their assignments in online, as many as I possibly can. That's difficult in AVID, but we're doing our best. And I also encourage you to have your student bring a water bottle to school. By the end of the day, they're very thirsty, and we have very few drinking fountains on campus that are turned on right now. So encourage them to bring a refillable water bottle so they can refill them at the water bottle fillers on campus. So this, of course, is an AVID class. And if you're not familiar with AVID, their mission is to close the achievement gap by preparing all students for college readiness and success in a global society. AVID it's an acronym, and it stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. So AVID is a class that's designed for students with that individual motivation, that student that wants to improve, they want to succeed in school and in life, and they want to go to college as a stepping stone towards that success. So AVID focuses on teaching those skills and work habits that produce quality work, that will prepare students for success in college and in any career they choose. AVID builds self-confidence, and we really work on communication and collaboration skills as well. So my curriculum is broken up into 5 categories. The first is organization. So within organization, we work on how to use an agenda or a planner to organize your time, keep up with your homework and other obligations with school and family. We work on other organizational tools like the binder, and we work on note-taking strategies. In fact, we just did some of that yesterday. The Wicker category stands for writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading. Obviously, organization is in here as up here as well. Organization is such a big part of freshman AVID that I gave it its own category. But typically in other AVID years, it would fall back in this category. So you will hear your student talk about doing some writing, Socratic seminars, tutorials, things like that. At the freshman level, we also give tutorials its own grading category. So you'll see that on cue as well. And then Student success skills, so communication skills, speaking and listening skills, how to study, how to set goals, how to check your grades and plan how to improve grades, things like that. We work on all that. The supplies for success needed, your students should have them at this point anyway, but I have them here, and you can also see them on their syllabus. Now, as I said, I have my grades are divided into 5 categories. The tutorials are one category, the Cornell notes are another category, and really that should just say notes at this point because we accept other forms of notes. The Wicker category, the organization category, and then the other category is their citizenship grade. Within AVID, they really should be focused on making sure they turn everything in on time in all of their classes. So we do so many things on a regular basis, tutorials on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They'll start once we have our college tutors available again. Notes weekly, binder checks and planner checks weekly. Those are all kinds of things that happen in class. And so if your student is absent, they'll just be excused from it for that day. So they won't need to worry about making it up. If they're in quarantine, that's a different situation, and I'll address that on a case-by-case basis. But we don't want them getting behind in AVID, so that's why I encourage them, like, we're just not going to take late work. We're just going to keep up with things. If, of course, we have a unique circumstance and I need to give that student some grace, I encourage students to come talk to me and tell me what's going on with them. So I do obviously extend grace on a case-by-case basis, but my general rule of thumb is no late work. And I will improve their at a plus or a minus to a grade based on their effort and their participation in class. So the AVID agreement that I sent home that students and parents both sign goes over these expectations. We want students to work toward a goal of college. They are agreeing to maintain a minimum 2.0 GPA, enroll in college prep courses so they're A through G compliant when they graduate and ready to go to a 4-year university. Sorry about that. That they participate in extracurriculars like joining a club, taking on leadership positions, and that they come to all their classes, not just AVID, prepared and are an active learner. Hold on just a moment. There we go. Parent expectations. So what's expected of you, what you agree to in signing that AVID agreement is that you agree to regularly communicate with me and their other teachers, to monitor your students' academic progress, to check their binder organization and their planner organization, and encourage them to take those rigorous courses. Know when your student looks like they could use a little more challenge and encourage them to take that on. Do those college prep exams, PSAT, SAT, and some extracurricular activities to kind of round out their college application, and leadership roles to help them stand out among the crowd. So with AVID, we do take on some fundraisers to help pay for college visits. Mr. Horner is in charge of both fundraisers and trips. And this year, I'm not sure what fundraisers we're doing. COVID has changed a lot of things. In the past, we've done RAM cards, coupon books, snap raise. It's like a GoFundMe kind of thing, and butter braids. But Mr. Horner will be in communication with me soon about what we can do, and I will make sure that I send that communication to you as well. Right now, we have several trips on the calendar. I don't know if we will be able to go on those trips or not. The district has not fully approved field trips yet. It's looking possible, but I cannot say for sure. So those dates are there. If you wanted to tentatively have them on your calendar, and I'm not sure which grades, if freshmen will be allowed to attend all field trips. Typically, there is a UNR field trip in November that I left off of here because freshmen typically don't attend that UNR field trip. They'll attend it when they're a senior. If you have questions about field trips, let me know, but I will send emails out when I have more concrete information about field trips. So again, I appreciate you coming to my back to school night. The best way to contact me if you have questions or concerns is my email address. But I'm also happy to set up an appointment to chat by Zoom or by phone before or after school. So thank you again for coming to my back to school night presentation. I really wish I could have met you in person, but hopefully soon we'll all be back in person together again. Thank you.